Hey Virgo, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing great. Okay, so this reading is going to be like the next 48, okay? So basically, I'm going to base it on retrograde, the period we just came out of. So we were in retrograde from June the 18th through July the 12th. But now we're in the retro shade period, like the shaking the table energy. Basically, retrograde represents revisiting things. You probably had people from your past come back, situations pop up out of nowhere that you thought you had resolved, but you had to re-examine. It's about realigning, so it's not negative. I mean, it causes problems with communication and things like that. And Mercury is your ruler. Mercury rules communication, travel, all that good stuff, technology. And so if you purchased anything during this period of time or any conversations you had during this period of time, all of that will be revisited. And that's going to go up until July the 26th, which is why I'm doing this next 48 series up until the end. So basically, I'm going to be kind of giving you energy of what will be possibly coming your way based on what you dealt with during the retrograde. And then we're going to go into what you can be dealing with for the next 2 days, okay? So I've already pre-shuffled. And I'm just going to kind of go through the cards again, and we're going to get into what your retrograde energy was. What did you deal with? What did you have to revisit? Stability. Something that was burdensome, maybe made you feel like it was a burden. We don't know. So during the retrograde, your first card out was the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands could be the marriage card. It could have been something about a commitment, or it could have been something to do with you re-examining your stability. Something could have came up where you were in a position where you actually felt more stable. Let's figure out what this meant for you, Virgo, okay? I hope y'all doing good, virgins. Oh, I really do. First card out is the Two of Swords. You had to make some type of logical decision, which you're good at, which I know with your planet being in retrograde maybe didn't seem like it was logical, but it ended up, or it's going to end up being something good because you dealt with it, whatever it was. We're going to get to it. Then you got the Two of Wands in reverse. Something you went towards that you realized maybe came to a halt, stop, or wasn't for you. Then we got the Seven of Swords in reverse. I don't like that. Seven of Swords represents something trifling happening, and you finding out about it. You found out somebody did something that you didn't expect for their ass to do. And this could have been something dealing with your stability. Like I said, you realizing you have to make a decision about something. You got, at this point, a lot more swords than anything else. So, it could be an air sign. The Empress is in reverse. Okay. So, Virgo, something that was stable is what had your attention during retrograde. It could have been a marriage. It could have been a situation of something you were passionate about, like a job or a project that you were doing. And you realized that you should have maybe, what retrograde did for you, hold on, I got to adjust, hold on. What retrograde did was it kind of made you realize that this situation required more thought than it required feeling. Maybe you didn't feel like you made a logical decision. You could have felt like that during retrograde. That could have been what was going on in your mind. Because with this Two of Wands in reverse, whatever this situation was that was stable, that was on your mind and that you were focused on and working through and realigning, it was something that you felt in the past or prior to retrograde that you were supposed to go towards. It was like, you know, holding the world in your hand and holding another one and just looking out into all of these wonderful things that this was going to be, this passionate start. But it didn't turn out to be like that. During retrograde, you realized that what you thought was a stable environment, what you thought was good, wasn't, because there were some things that got revealed to you. And you realized that the people around you, that stable thing, like I said, could have been a relationship like a marriage, could have been a work situation, something that has something to do with stability, though. It was some sneaky shit going on. And it was revealed to you during retrograde. And it made you feel like you had lost a portion of your stability. You felt out of control. You felt that you weren't abundant, or this situation was no longer abundant. You feel like it was something that maybe you needed to move forward from. And with the, like I said, the Empress being reversed, this is a major. So whatever it was, or whoever this person was, maybe you're rethinking now the best way to go forward. In retrograde, you could have been dealing with the air sign. So that's a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. You could have been dealing with Libra or Taurus too. This Libra or Taurus could be somebody that you're thinking that maybe that could have been stable and you just didn't go towards it. And now you're reassessing that right now. You're probably reassessing what is my next move going forward since you've had these things revealed to you during retrograde, okay? Now, let's go into your next 48. What is it that's going to be in your mind space? What could possibly be coming your way? What will you be dealing with? 10 of Wands in reverse. Releasing a burden. Yeah, Virgo's good at that. Y'all don't have time for it. Y'all be like, get out of here, get out of here. This on the line. I don't like it. So retrograde was probably rough for you. And now you're in a retro shade and you're just thinking about something that was burdensome. Maybe, let's see. 9 of Cups in reverse. Feeling unfulfilled emotionally with the situation. Something that originally made you feel like it was wish fulfillment. And now your emotions all over the floor and it's spilling again, Virgo. Then you got that Sun in reverse, which is a major card. Something that was your everything. Something that was what you invested all your time in. This was like your happy place. Whatever this was, it was a happy place within a person, a happy place within a job situation, or a happy place just in other things. But basically you're realizing that you were finding that happiness outside of yourself when you were supposed to be finding on the inside. So you're releasing that burden and you realize the only way I'm going to get to my 9 of Cups energy, which is my wish fulfillment, which is me feeling like I'm proud of myself and proud of the things I have around me, is to release some burdens, okay? You got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You're realizing that whatever you're releasing, you're going to take a financial loss. You probably gained financially from whatever this was, maybe a relationship. You probably realizing that it was all based on something financial, just on some stability, and it wasn't the love in there that you needed, that you were giving to whatever the situation was. You didn't get that back. And you got the 8 of Wands. That's a block in communication. Did you block somebody, Virgo? And is that what you're thinking about doing in the next 2 days? So your next 48, you're going to be thinking about releasing a burden. Something that is not making you emotionally happy. It's not fulfilling to you anymore. And that should have been illuminated and you're good. You don't want to deal with it anymore because originally this person was like your key player. This was your son. This was your everything. This was like your happy place, like I said. And you're realizing that this happy place has to go, but it may come with a financial loss. But the financial loss is kind of all you feeling from it. You're like looking at it and you weighing your pros and your cons and you're thinking to yourself that whatever the situation was, like I said, it could have been a person or whatever it was, you're going to take that financial loss. You're really thinking about how you're going to lose out, how you could possibly get to a happy place. And you also may not be talking to people during these next 2 days. You may feel the need to kind of go within, get in your hermit mode, and think about if you even want to communicate these things. I feel like what you're feeling right now after what you discovered during retrograde, you don't want to talk about it. You're not talking about it for the next 2 days. It's just too much to handle. It's too much of a burden that you want to release. And now you're just thinking about the best path forward. That's okay. You can do that, Virgo. You're going to figure that out. Y'all very logical. And even though your planet is revisiting these situations, so remember any conversations you had, anything that you did, anything you purchased, anything you invested your time in will be revisited up until July the 26th. Make sure that whatever it is, you keep realizing that it's outside of you, regardless if it's a partner, a job, project, family members. These things are outside of you and they don't dictate your happiness. You have to figure that out for yourself, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we got the 3 of Swords. Now that's very disturbing to me because the 3 of Swords means third-party energy. Y'all in a fucking entanglement. This is crazy because Jada is a Virgo, so could be dealing with some situation where some shit got exposed, either to you or to your person, and you're realizing it's something you cannot clean up. And you just need to release it and go forward. Third-party situations can also be where you making sure that other people aren't in your business anymore. Probably you realize you got to stop telling people stuff because you realize that when you get their advice, it has not worked out for you, or that you want to just figure it out for yourself now. You don't want to bring in other sources or get other opinions. You're tired of that. But you're probably going to have a lot of opinions coming your way. You're probably going to have a lot of people that have a lot to say. And like I said, you could be definitely dealing with the air sign here. You could also be dealing with a fire sign, which is the Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. You could have Taurus, again a Libra, which is an air sign, that some type of conflict arose and you worked through that during the retrograde. You got past it, or like I said, it just was exposed, and now you realizing your part, and you realizing another person's part, and in this whole situation you have illuminated it. You may not like what you see, and for the next 2 days you're just dealing with that. You got this, Virgo. And like, I'm sorry, I ain't do it, but retrogrades can be like that. They just come in and they shake the fucking table because it's some things that need to be reset and re-put in motion. So no worries. I love y'all.